Okay, welcome guys, welcome. We're going to be sort of celebrating the SKULLS event, which starts in about 7 minutes with a bit of Gladius, and then I'm going to be switching across to the Slytherin channel in about an hour's time to continue on. Info, consider, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. All right, let's cancel that one. All right, so anyway, Gladius, one of my favourite games. I really have loved this game for so many years, and they keep on developing DLC for it, so it's got quite a lot of DLC. Looking forward to seeing what the specials will be for Gladius, because quite often they're substantial. So we'll see that in just a few more minutes, and as I said, we'll sort of only play this for about an hour here, and then we'll move across to the Slytherin channel, or I'll move across to the Slytherin channel. You're welcome to join me there. There is actually an event that's also starting pretty much right now on the Gladius channel. Sorry, not on the Gladius channel, on the WarHammer channel on Twitch. If you are also wanting to sort of see the latest news, which I will be watching that at some point during the day, just as a later recording. Anyway, let's go and start a new game, and we'll just sort of start from there. I do actually have a few mods installed. I've got a fair few actually. So I've got now the ones with the little X. So we've got interface updates. We've got Gladius plus patches all the way through. So I'm using that one a lot. I've got things like the chapter of Imperium, but I don't think I'm playing with that one turned on. So I mean it's on in there, but I don't think we're actually. I don't tend to play with those on at the moment. Friendly territory just means you can move more quickly through through your own territory. This is a little mod that I made just to tweak Gladius Plus to settings that I prefer. Too many voices. This is a must-have. This sort of like professional voice acting into the game for a lot of the different factions. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in the throat. Escalation Plus. Again, these are going to be Gladius Plus type additions. There's a whole lot of them. I've got heaps of them anyway. So we will just get into it and then just sort of start from there, I think. So we'll just go and click on OK. And just go back and go into new game. So different factions we can play, of course. There's a fair few. I'm going to be playing on hard difficulty, huge world size for 8 players. I've got sort of like different factions that will sort of then come back in through. Let's have a look and see who we can play as. So we do actually have the, I do have a lot of these turned on. Things like the Black Legion, Black Templars, etc. These are all coming in from the mod. I think I might turn them off actually, just while we get into it. So we're just going to go back into here and go back into mods. So I'm just going to turn off the ones that are going to be adding in new chapters, etc. Chapters of the so we'll disable that one. Chapters of the Imperium, we'll turn that one off as well. Heretics Astartes. Now this is, if I turn that one off, I might as well turn that one off as well. I don't know if there was another Gladius Plus one for the other ones, so let's just keep them off. There's lots of stuff in here, like you can go and grab. Drakari Lights. I'm not sure what that one actually does, to be honest. And then Chapters of the Imperium Part 1, we'll turn that one off as well. And Gladius Plus for that one as well. Children there, turn those off. Turn those off. Turn that one off as well. So we'll just go in with sort of minimal. I'm not sure what Drakari Lights is, to be honest. I'm thinking if I don't know, I might as well turn it off. Just leave it there. So that's that should be okay, I think. Yep. So that's what we've got. Gladius Plus, yeah, updates for the actual. Yeah, I'm not sure what what this one does. Anyway, let's just go and click on OK. I must restart. Yep, we can do that because now we have. I now actually have it all on a SSD drive, which makes it nice and fast to kick in. So where are we? There's Gladius. Hi Tenru, how are you going? So as I say, we'll only play for about an hour, and in a couple of minutes we'll have a look and see what the specials actually are. Hi Chris, how are you going? It's got a new DLC. What's the occasion? The occasion is like what I'm wearing on my hat, which is the SKULLS event is just starting now actually on the Warhammer channel. The Skulls event is a annual Warhammer celebration, basically, where lots and lots of Warhammer games are announced. There'll be I've got some giveaways to give away actually during the week as well. Not today so much, but later on during the week when I've got a bit more time, I'll look at doing something with some giveaways. So there's a lot of stuff. It's incredible actually what Games Workshop actually does do. Like I've ended up with a big box of goodies. This is not sponsored. This is literally they have sent out. So it's not actually it's an event that they gave me a lot of information about, and it literally launches in about 2 minutes time on the Warhammer channel as well. So the Warhammer Twitch channel will then go through the different announcements that they're going to have for the event. I don't even know what the announcements will be. I know that there's possibly I know Gladius and Battle Sector are the Slytherin additions for the event, and I'm not sure what they'll be bringing to it. Let's just go into new game now that we've sort of got this one through here. So here we go. We've now got a cut down version of the different groups. So we sort of now just are using the base groups. I'm thinking, do I play random? Some of them I don't particularly enjoy playing. Like I don't really want to be playing. I mean, they're all great in what they do, but I don't really warm to the Aldiri. The Drakari can be difficult to play. Like they're still fun but difficult, and then the Tau I never really warmed to either, to be honest. And the Tyranids are a bit one-dimensional. I do like them, but they're a bit one-dimensional. So I think I'll just pick one of the ones that I like. I don't mind the Space Marines because they're just sort of like a basic faction. So we've sort of got that one through there. Adeptus Sororitas is very close to being the Space Marines as well, but with but they're of course the Sisters of Battle. The Adeptus Mechanicus is a difficult one to play, but is quite interesting to play. So maybe I'll just choose random, and if we end up with one of the ones that I'm just not really interested in playing, that I won't actually go and play them. So we're playing on hard difficulty back in through here, where the AI gets +10 loyalty and +1 unit level at the start, which makes it a little bit more difficult. World size, actually, why have I got that? It should be huge for 8 players, because I've got, how many players have I got? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, there's going to be more than that. So we'll go to Gigantic. That's for 10 players. For 12 players, we'll go Colossal. A Colossal world, and these are through the mods, by the way. That we've got in through there. Landmass will just be medium. Standard game pace will be fine as well. That's not going to be really a big issue. So we'll head in now. And while it does it, I'm just going to go and turn my air conditioner on and also grab a drink of water.
Stupid humans building all these big things just for us to smash them. They didn't see us coming.
Great. The Orcs. I love the Orcs in this game. They're awesome. They are awesome. Anyway, the Orcs will be a great little addition for us. So I'm happy to play that. So we'll play as them now. The voice acting in this for the Orcs is through the mod, the Too Many Voices mod, which, as I said before, is a fantastic mod. We start off with just some boys units, 3 boys units back in through here, and where are we?
I wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, so there. It's been hard to see them in there. It's funny because the Gladius Plus mod should actually have. They should have tweaked that one down so we can sort of see what's going on. But anyway, we're not seeing that one in particular. Maybe I've got, maybe the, no, they've still got the tall ruins. So Gladius Plus looks to be actually functioning okay here. So I'm only going to be playing for a short period of time, then I will be playing this on the Slytherin channel. So we'll just sort of get started. So this is our mechs unit, which will actually allow us to create our first city. At the moment, we're sort of going backwards in both food and in ore. We also have influence. So every faction has got its own sort of collection of goodies, which is sort of important to understand how they actually do operate. We'll have different types of units we can sort of bring in as well. Hi, Sun Clawswitz, how are you going? So, one-dimensional Tyranids is overpowered. Yes, Orc's got the best. Yeah, the best voice acting is fantastic for the voice acting for the Orcs in that mod is just incredible. Hi, Jerry, how are you going? So, thoughts on Zephon? Even though I like the ending in it, something is missing from the game. Where I prefer. Yeah, I'm a bit the same. I know what you mean. I would love to see a Gladius 2 using the mechanics from Gladius 1. That would be great. Using mechanics from Zephon, but with the Warhammer environment. Now, I'm going to start to explore a little bit, but I want to keep my units together. It can be fairly damaging. Now, we do actually have an area over here, which I can see that there is something in there that we're going to need to go and take. That's the edge of the map. So I think we'll just slowly sort of move across. So they'll move across into there. This one now should be able to go and claim this. The Ruins of Vol. I'm going to go Control Z and Control Z if you're from America. And in this case, I'm looking for where I can get advances in what we are looking for. We've got food, and we've only got two building slots down through there. That one there is actually not bad. 30 food, 20 ore, and 10 research. So that one's actually not bad at all. That's a 10, 20, 10 with energy. Back up through this other side, we've got 30, 20, 10. Similar to this one, but then I'm going to then not be able to extend the city out this way. So 30, 10. I think that's really our spot. We don't actually end up with any threes until we actually sort of then go beyond. Let's say 20, 20, 10. It's not too bad. And then we end up with these extras down this way. You know, I might actually go there and then grab this and then set up my research. I think I'm going to do that actually. And so I'm going to go to the found the city, yeah, and it's saying that one of those two slots it thinks will be one of the best slots. And I think with the expansion we can then go and do that's going to be fairly viable. The first one is important to try to get the as many of these bonuses as you can, because your actual city does generate the bonuses. Hi Vegan, how you going? Hi Invictus as well on YouTube there. And Jerry saying, separate subject, new patch to Conquest of Elysium 5. Will you play that anytime soon? I saw that, yeah, it came out yesterday, I think. And I'm not sure. Like, I don't love Conquest of Elysium 5. It's sort of, I prefer Dominions. Anyway, let's go and grab this one. So there's our first Orc City. We've got this one established. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, actually. All right, so the first Orc City is actually up and running. By default, we then create this one through here as well. So we're getting +2 food from there. We've got so the food is now coming in. We've got 7.6 coming in per turn. So 6 from the buildings, 4 plus 4.4 from features, and then we're getting the +0.4 from loyalty. At the moment, our loyalty is nice and strong. We're feeding to the 3 units at -2.2 at the moment. Ore is also going up a little bit there at 37 with the +10. I might just one thing I like to do is actually have a bit of a plan when we first come in. Now this one it looks like we're going to have water in the north, so it looks like we may be in the top corner of the map, which is in a good position. That's a good position for us. It means that we don't have to be defending rear areas. I'm going to grab this orc. Now, one thing we don't want to be doing is wandering off away from the support of all the others. So I'm just going to go and move this one down with the other 3 a little bit. So we'll just go and see what we can what we can see, and we'll just sort of start to explore to see what we can get. I'll just go Control Z. We no longer need that one on. So we'll turn that off and just start to sort of play. So one thing I do like to do with this is figure out what am I going to need and what am I going to need a lot of. Like, is it ore or is it food? I know that the energy I'm going to have to expend, and I know with the orcs, the energy is going to be then used for aircraft. Like that's going to be an aircraft type thing, and we're going to need a lot of influence playing as the orcs because that's how we bring our heroes in. But to sort of get a bit of a picture of how that all works, if you go to the compendium, this one through here, and we just go across into well, we've got the factions, we've got the buildings as well, but it's really going to be the buildings often gives you a much better idea as to how to play the different factions. If we go down to orcs, and we're mainly looking for the buildings that will then give us units. So we're looking for so none of those fighting pits. None of those. It's going to be that's a population limits commando camp. So this one here gives us a few different heroes. Sorry, we've got a Warboss back in through there, and we can see down through there that this is the upkeep here is food and influence, like 1.5 and then 3. We want to get a Warboss as soon as we possibly can. So this is going to be something we're going to be needing to aim for. Weird boys again, and you can see there the cost of bringing them in is mainly going to be food. To bring those ones in, and the pain boy as well. This is an important one as well. Again, 0.75 food upkeep with 1.5 coming in through influence. So influence will ultimately be important for our heroes, but we won't need a lot of those. We're going to need to have the cult of speed is going to give us a whole lot of different types of units. So we end up with war buggies, and again you can sort of see there the cost to bring these in is all to do with the ore. So we're looking at ore being the main cost and also the upkeep cost. So we're going to need a lot of ore as we sort of track through with all of these different battle wagons, etc. So these are all going to cost me ore. Then we start to come into the ones like the Def Copters, which start to now introduce energy. The energy upkeep for the Dakka Jet is going to be fairly high. The Burner Bomber there as well. That's just going to be we're looking at energy upkeep along with some influence. So influence, you can see there, does actually extend everywhere. And then finally we have the Kill Burster back in through here, which is going to be like a lot of ore required for that particular build, for that particular vehicle. That's our top level vehicle. The Mech Blitz Yards, we end up with the producing mechs. These are going to cost a little bit of food and ore, and then the upkeep of ore. This one here, the Mech Guns, this is an armoured anti-air unit. Ore and a little bit of influence. So influence is going to be something we're going to need to keep on top of. You can sort of see that all the way through. And then we've got the Big Mech, which uses up energy. We also then have the pile of Dakka, which then gives me my infantry. And the infantry will then be the boys units, which we've currently got. You can see there food and ore to build these, and then just food upkeep, along with a bit of influence. The burner boys back in through here again, food and ore to build with an upkeep of food. Tank busters, food and ore again with food. Flash gits will be food upkeep, again same sort of deal. Then we go to the killer cans. These are going to be ore, and then the Def Dread back in through here are going to be also done with ore. The Mega Knobs is going to be food, actually. So this is actually a food unit with a bit of ore to build it. And then the Gorkanauts is going to be pretty much, this is again top level infantry, and it's just going to be using ore. So you can see there that our main big units ultimately end up being ore. I don't do any other units, that's pretty much it. So all the other things, give us like influence or whatever else it might actually be. So anyway, that's really all we have in through that side. Dat Rock is going to be our city back in through this other side. So yeah, that sort of just gives us a bit of a feel for what we're going to be needing to bring in different units. Now we are going to be definitely looking to get a Warboss pretty early, and we're going to be wanting to get as much influence as we possibly can. And we have a few other little things that do sort of kick in to help us with influence playing as the orcs, which we'll look at in just a little while. Now, one of the things we're also looking at is this is orcoid fungus, which is good for us. So there's a few orcoid funguses back over through there. When we lose units, or when we sort of have combat and deaths and stuff, we end up dropping that fungus. And as I say, that is actually a helpful resource that we can make use of. Now we have also found a temporary shield. Yep, so we need a hero for that one. Okay, that's fine. So we'll come back to that one. Order cities. So we now need to. We've got one. No, we don't even have a build location. We've got the boss tower, which gives us our basic income, and we then have the scrap sheds as well. So these are the two things that we've actually now got built back in here. We now need to go off and I need to get research done. So I'm just going to go and acquire this research tile. I could go that way. That's the other thing too. Like, let's have a look back at the compendium, just so we can plan what our build is going to be. If we have a look back at the commando camp, which is going to then give me the Warboss. So I'm going to be wanting to build this one fairly early. This one gives me 6 production to build them, 2 influence and 1 loyalty. To go, if I built a now the Cult of Speed, I probably don't really need one of those there initially. The War Buggies would be useful. So this one here produces 1 ore, 1 influence and 1 loyalty. And then the mech bits yards, we are going to need these. This one's 4 research to grab one of these, actually. So that's actually not terrible. What I'm looking for is, do any of these, pile of DACA, this one does produce a little bit of food. So if I go into that, I will need to get a pile of DACA, but I can bring that one somewhere else. I don't have to build it in here. And the mech bits yards, I'm thinking that along with the research would be good, and the commando camp influence and loyalty there are fairly good. So if we have a look at this one here, this is negative 20 food. So as long as I'm not building like this one here, the pile of DACA, then we're not going to be losing anything by that. And in fact, if I end up building the mech bits, I'm not sure if I have to research that one. Yeah, it looks like I do. So, but we're going to be wanting to go and grab the fairly early on the ability to sort of go and build the heroes area. So I'm going to go and grab this one because I can still get plus 20% research. And my first building is usually going to be research. So let's go and grab that. 2 turns to get that one. We need to choose our research. Now we've got the commando camp is going to give me the heroes, and the Cult of Speed is going to give me vehicles. But we want to start off with the commando camp. So I'm going to go and click on OK. Now the other one that we've got the Burner Boys, which is an anti-infantry flamethrower. Increase the healing rate from orcoid fungus to plus 2.5 per turn. More DACA, increases the production output of piles of DACA by 17%. Stick bombs back and through there. Then we've got the boss jobs. That's the mech bits yard there. So that's on the 2nd level across. Let's just go with the commando camp. Just going to go and click on OK. We'll exit the city, and we'll end our first turn here. Actually, before we do that, let's have a look and see what specials are on. So I don't know what they are. I had a look before. Let's have a quick look at WarHammer. I'll just look up Gladius, and we'll just have a bit of a look at that one through there. This one we should start to see some specials kick in, I would imagine. I'm assuming that Gladius will. Yeah, it's just gone down. It was full price, and now it's gone down to $6 Australian, which is about $4 US. So yeah, 90% off. So that's just kicked in right now. You're going to be able to get it for this week, essentially. So anyway, that's in through there as well. All the DLC are sort of like, they sort of range, but 46% off for the full kit, which is not fantastic, but it's still good. You get Mechanicus and Gladius together for 86% off. That's actually it's not too bad with that one through there. And actually, that's good. This is Gladius plus, that's the base game, plus Battle Sector, which is also very, very good. I'll be playing a bit of that this week as well. So after today, I'll be pretty much playing the Warhammer stuff on my own channel, but I do actually have to launch off the SKULLS event for Slytherin. I will be playing more Gladius back over on their channel, as I say, in about 3/4 of an hour. So anyway, that's actually pretty good. Now, Battle Sector Let's have a look and see what Battle Sector is off. Is it, what, 70% off? Yeah. So 70% off for Battle Sector, that's pretty good. Again, the DLCs that they have is 43% off. So they've got like a whole range of different things there that are 30% off for some of these as well, which is actually pretty cool. That's the Astra Militarum there is 25% off. So yeah, some pretty reasonable specials there actually, which is great. This is great. So this is the Warhammer Skulls event. This is just starting literally 15 minutes ago. And and I'll find out what other things actually are going around, but they're the main games that I play from Warhammer, so I'll just leave them where they are, and we'll go back to the game. Okay, that's good. So I thought it might be about 90% off for Gladius, because quite often that's what it actually ends up being, which is great. Some Clawspits are saying much more resources to pay attention to than Tyranids. Tried several times to play Orcs, but gave up because I didn't get the optimised build order in order. It's so much more complicated than Tyranids. It sort of is, but it sort of once you get rolling, the key to playing the Orcs is to actually just focus on the war bosses and like ultimately to try to get 2 war bosses. Once you've actually got that, they're a pretty amazing faction. And I also, one thing I do whenever I play any of the Gladius games is try to get 3 cities up and running as fast as I possibly can. And that means that we don't really focus much on expansion in terms of the armies. We focus on expansion in terms of the economy. And I find that serves me pretty well in this game, actually, just sort of playing it in that sort of sense. So, and Sun Claus is saying it's been free a couple of times on Epic. Price on base game should not be that relevant. Yeah, look, the base game, like for $4 or $5, whatever it is, US. I mean, it's pretty cheap. It's a cup of coffee, and you get a lot more enjoyment than just a cup of coffee, or I do anyway. I don't know how many cups of coffee I would have had from this game, but it's certainly a lot. And Sylvan Will is saying, I'm tempted by Battle Sector. Do people recommend it? Yes, Battle Sector is actually a I think I won't cover it today. In fact, if you end up watching the my Gladius stream over on the Slytherin channel, I'm pretty sure Richard of York is going to be playing Battle Sector straight afterwards, and that is a game that has, like, the one thing about Battle Sector is it's got like some campaigns. Actually, I'll try to put this into perspective. Battle Sector, the mechanics of Battle Sector is extremely good. The look of it is extremely good as well. Like it looks good. The tactical combat is really, really good the way it works. With the DLC, you've got a fair few different sort of factions. There are some campaigns that you can play through, which are sort of scripted maps, and they're very good as well if you like that sort of stuff. I don't like those sorts of things. I like to have procedurally generated maps to play on. They do actually have a mode of playing procedurally generated maps. And they've started to put some attention into that. I was pretty disappointed with it when it first came out. The planetary supremacy maps, but they're getting better and better and better. And so and they're focusing on that a lot. And I think there'll be some sort of announcement this week. I'm hoping that they're going to do more with the planetary supremacy mode. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know what the announcement will actually be, but the overall the gameplay is very, very good, and it is just getting better and better. So with planetary supremacy, but like that's the random map mode. As I said before, it's like I always really, really like it. So it's sort of I'm not sorry. I was disappointed with it. Now I'm starting to like it, so I think I will like it a lot once it gets really fleshed out. The thing I don't like about it is it's very contained within a mode, but it works very, very well in terms of the progression. I would like to see it more open. Anyway, that's sort of where we are. But it's a good game, very, very good game. And if you actually have a look at the ratings, actually we can do that because we're right there. So this is Battle Sector. So it's rated at 89%, which is actually very high for a strategy game, and 88% in through there in recent times. And so it's a game that really just started off purely as Space Marines versus Tyranids, and has now expanded with the DLC. So the DLCs are worth getting with a lot of these, because the DLCs will ultimately then sort of give you I've got like the easy list there. This is them in through here. So there's a whole lot of different things. You've got like Necrons, Blood Angel elites, Tyranid elites back and through here. You start off with the with the Blood Angels are the actual faction that you play with in the game. Sisters of Battle, again, Adeptus Sororitas, backing through this other side. Necron's at 40% off is good. This is my favourite faction. It's my favourite faction, actually, ultimately in Gladius and in Battle Sector. I really, really like these. We'll be playing a bit of that this week anyway, as I sort of said. But if you're wanting to sort of see what the game is like, then I'm pretty sure that Richard of York's playing this one straight after I finish. So I'll be starting in about half an hour over there, and he'll then sort of continue on with some Battle Sector. So I'll just be sort of playing Gladius. But yeah, that's it's as I said before, very, very good game. Both very good games actually. Hi Supreme Plague, how you going? Okay, let's continue on. And yeah, it's been free on this Gladius has been free at different times also on Steam, but it's 90% off at the moment, which is still good. Boys units, yeah, got boys, yeah. So we've done everything we need to do. We just end our turn now. There's a Sororitas holy site there. Now that can only be looked at by the Adeptus Sororitas, so we don't get to have a look at that one through there. I do want to just keep on having a look to see what's around. So yeah, we can't do anything else there. That's okay. Now there's some goodie. I'm looking for borders, and I saw that there was a border down. Where was it? I thought I saw one down this way. I'm just going to go into the tree line, which will give me a bit of protection. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so there's an ore field down there. And we'll bring this one down to give support. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, actually, Aggro saying, hey, Daz, got to get my fill of Gladius out of Missed the Shadow Empire stream. Yeah, so being in Supreme Plague saying, been enjoying the new class in Conquest of Elysium 5. Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's Guildmaster or something, I think, or something like that. But I haven't looked at it at all. Now, what have we come across? Slavers, no. So these are going to be very difficult for us. Now, that's far enough away that we don't have to worry about it. But we'll have to go and deal with this. This is going to be a difficult fight. Certainly can't do it with the 3 that we've got. So we will have to build that one up. We've also got some Poxwalkers. These won't be that difficult. We'll have a look at that in a little bit of time. These are relatively easy for us, but there's a lot of them in the stack. So we'll sort of avoid this guy and move our way probably down this other side just to sort of just to check out our initial expansion. And we've got an ore field discovered in through there. We'll just end our turn. There's that's the relic. I was wondering where the relic was that it's protecting. So it'll stay close to those. If I move into there, which I would love to do because it's going to give me 2 ore, and I wouldn't mind that at all. Let's keep on bringing this one down. Now these have only got a range of 1. The boys units, like they've only got like their weaponry that they've got is just a slugger, which is a range one ranged unit, and then we've got the choppers as well. So just sluggers and choppers is all we've got with those. So I'm just going to go and start to these Poxwalkers. They just use close combat weapon, so armor penetration 0. These are fairly simple. These are a fairly simple unit. Again, just melee, so range 1 unit. I'll start to come down and challenge that one. And more water down there as well. We're far enough away not to have to worry about the sky. Okay, so we now have this built in through here, or this is now sort of opened up in this other side. We need to get research before we sort of do anything, so I'm just going to go back into ordering the cities. And so the first thing we want to do through here is just get on top of getting through the various research. So we're going to start with the think tank. So that's always pretty much my start with every faction, just to try to get that one under control. We'll exit the city and we'll end our turn. Guildmaster, there we are. Yeah, that's a new class. They didn't actually take us on. Oh, there's some more. Now they're you can see they're the light grey variants, so they're not going to attack each other. They're essentially the same faction, just an independent faction. Now I'm going to be able to use 2 of these against these pox walkers. Let's just go down and see what we can do there. That's really a bit of a nothing down that way. The God, the voice acting's good. Now we do actually we got the attack in through this other side. If I press the Alt, they're going to be doing a little bit of damage back to me. So they'll actually end up doing, like, we'll end up losing 1 unit when we do this attack, but we're just going to have to do it. So we'll just go and do that. When we attack, we do pick up influence, so we actually pick up influence by being aggressive. Actually, sorry, no, we haven't lost them yet. Next turn we will. And we want to keep our units together. Now we're sort of locked into this side panel here, which is good. Yeah, so Sunclaw is saying two turns per tech, which is relatively fast for researching next tech. Yeah, that's sort of where we are. So hi, Brian Hooper, saying as a bald brother, just wanted to say thank you. You look good in that cap. Yeah, well, I got this box actually with the skull stuff in it, so I thought I'll wear it. I'll wear it this week. I don't like wearing hats inside, to be honest. So I don't know why people do it, like with the streaming. But anyway, I'll wear it this week for Skulls. But I wear it outside to keep the sun off. But yeah, hats for me are not a fashion item. They're just they're a bit of a keep the sun off item. But no, it's a nice cap actually. I've got a lot of really cool things actually, which I'll show during the week when we start to do some giveaways and stuff. I've got a whole lot of different games which I can't really show because it's got all of the Steam codes on it, so I don't want to be actually showing that live on the just in case someone sort of starts to blow things up and starts entering the codes to get all the different games. But I've got a few games there, which including Battle Sector actually, which I will give away during the week. Okay, so we'll end our turn here. Now the Overwatch kicked in there, which is good for us. Now they're going to attack one of them. We've now weakened them so much that there's hardly any damage coming back in. Okay, so we've got research complete on the commando camp, which is good. So that's perfect timing for us actually. This is because one more turn and we get the think tank, and then we'll be able to then build the commando camp after that. So this one here, we'll just go and destroy that one. So by attacking these, we got some extra ore, we picked up some extra influence, and we also got experience. Now this guy here is slightly injured. I'm just going to heal him up for 1 turn. So we'll just leave him where he is. Again, we want to sort of manage these fairly effectively. And really can't move out here until we get our Warboss. So I'm just going to keep them hovering around together. We'll choose our next lot of research. We need to get 2 of these before we can then move on to tier 2. And we will be wanting the mech bits yards pretty early if we can. Burner boys, more DACA, stick bombs. So grants infantry the ability to throw anti-infantry grenades, which is actually very strong. That's actually not bad at all. The cult of speed. We will eventually have to come back for this one. Grants infantry the ability to throw infantry grenades. It certainly does sort of advance things along. I think I'll go that way actually. I'll grab that one now. So 3 turns to get that one. So so as a Wolfman is saying, I feel like orcs aren't properly done in this game. Still fun though. I don't know. Like I find them really, once you hit the mid game, they're overpowered. They're very weak at the start, but they end up being really really strong. And I really like once you start getting war bosses and the healers as well, like the difference with, like when they're sort of supporting each other, they're extremely strong, and being able to move around the map as well in the vehicles it works out quite nicely. So we've got the different units. Now, there's no real benefit. We could move down into here just to do a bit more exploration. I want to stay clear of this.
Yeah, boss. Gotcha, boss.
Okay, and this one here has actually healed up. That one's going to be far enough away. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Now, if this ends up being dominated by this, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. So we'll just order the cities. So we now have a think tank, which is going to give me 8 research. We get 20% extra because of what we have. So we're doing 7.5 from this building, 6 from the building, 1.2 because of the features, which is the 20% research back in there. So that gives it ends up being quite important to really look at the locations you've got for what you can then go and get. Well, let's go and grab the commando camp. Now, when we go and place that on there, so this will be the commando camp in through this other side. If we have a quick look at the compendium, I really do like looking at the compendium a lot because it does give it gives a lot of information that you can then sort of start to plan ahead. And so when we have a look at the commando camp, to bring in a Warboss when we get this one is going to be 15, 15, and 60. And so we need to make sure that once that's built, that we've got 60 influence. So influence will become really, really quite important. So we've got 4 turns to try to get up to 60. So I've got to keep on looking at that. The others I'm going to be fine with, so that's not really going to be a big concern. What else have we got? We're now 2 of 7 population. Yep, so that's all okay. We'll just end our turn in through here. So Wolfman's saying, I mean, more mechanically, I'd love to, if I could kit out each unit differently. Yeah, turn my boys into shooter boys. Yeah, actually, that's true. I mean, it is. I think all the factions are a little bit like that. That's good. They've moved off. They've moved off in a direction that I'm not super happy with. Now I've got our stick bombs. Now I can grab this because that one has now moved down into here somewhere, which is a little bit. I want to keep away from that. But I want to protect this as well. So I'm just going to go and move these back up. I can't go into the wireweed, or I shouldn't go into the wireweed. Just move these back up this way. And I'm not going to tempt fate until I get the Warboss. So we'll go that way. Yes, unclawed. So it's just saying the opposite of Turian, strong start, weak middle, picking up at the end. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Okay, Planetary Godzilla is then sort of saying, hi all, just tuning in. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a turn-based 4X in the 40k universe, which is badass in itself. It is, actually. It is. That's exactly what it is. It's a this is Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, which is a turn-based strategy game. I wouldn't call it like a grand strategy, but you do actually have to develop your cities, develop your armies, and then you fight essentially with the groups. So these are the boys units we've got at the start of the game. We're going to be getting a Warboss, which will then be that's our highest, that's our best unit ultimately, is the Warboss as it starts to level up. We'll be looking for special locations to deck out the Warboss once we do get it. So, but that will be the next thing we want to get is the Warboss. Choose research back in through here. Now again, they've done. Actually, that's funny. It must be 3. I must have set it to 3. So we've got the Burner Boys, Fungal Forest, Cult of Speed. I'm going to be needing that at some point, so I might as well go and grab that one now as well. 2 turns to get that one. And then we need to get our next 2 cities up and running fairly fast. So we'll just end our turn here. And we've got a bit of reaction shot in through this other side. I think I'm sort of safe-ish back this way at this point in time. This is another Pox Walker. There's more of them down the bottom there as well. Shoot! Shoot! I can't bring this one in. I'm just going to bring it in behind. We're picking up the influence. We've now got the influence that we need for because of the attacks that we're doing. which is good. We can sort of now start to move off in this direction, actually, with this little stack, until we get the Warboss. Whoa, here they all come. The game can be very unforgiving in these sorts of in this sort of environment. There we are. We've got that one as well. So that should now give us what we need to go to the next next rung. There's no real advantage for me to stay down in here until I get the Warboss. So I'm going to move back, and I'm just going to heal everyone back up again. I'll move off in this direction, just so we can see what's coming up this way. We've got wireweed, which looks like it feeds into into cliffs down this way. So I'm thinking that's going to be the only real way through. If we do need to go and do that, let's just go and move off. Move into the tree line. And we'll just wait until we get those all healed back up again, choosing research. So we can now move across into tier 2. There's 10 tiers of different things we can then go and get in the game, like for the various factions. So you know, until we sort of end up right at the very back end, essentially, where we're starting to get like different missiles, the kill burst to tank, super heavy vehicle, etc., etc. So there's a lot to get to, but initially, what we're really aiming for in the early part of the game is to build new cities, and we need to get 3 of them up and running really to be effective. So once we get past whatever selection we're going to make in tier 1, and really the commando camp, getting the Warboss is super important. The next thing we have to do and try to do is to maintain our city, which means we either have to go and increase our population limit. One thing we don't want to be doing is getting stuck with the initial population in the city. Where if it maxes out and we don't actually have room for new population, then we're going to be going backwards ultimately in the game. So it's important to always know that you've actually got potential for growth. The other thing we've got in through here is a Megatrack Scrapjet. This one requires the Cult of Speed, metal tube covered in things that make enemies die. It's essentially, I'm not going to worry about that one. This is like, these are more combat type units. Tank Busters are combat units. The Weird Boy is a hero unit. So this is a hero with versatile psychic powers. The one that I want is the Pain Boy. That'll be the next hero that I'm looking for, but I'm in no rush to get that one. We also need, when we start to build the other cities, we're going to need fighting pits. So the first city that we get is going to be good enough to be able to operate without the fighting pits, with the loyalty, but the second one, sorry, the third city won't be. That will actually start to diminish things beyond the loyalty bonuses. Like, we'll end up with loyalty negatives, and that will, in fact, we end up with loyalty negatives anyway with our second city, but the production outweighs the negatives, but not in the third city. So we need to get that one as well. So we need to get to there. So we'll go with the mech bits yard. So we can. This one produces mechs and mech guns, as well as generates research. This is one that we are going to be needing to get now to get the ability to then go and build a new city. So at this point in time, I'm just going to click on OK. With my city, you can see that I've only got 2 of 7 population, which means that I've got time. I don't need to be getting more population for the city itself. So we'll end our turn there. Now, there's an opportunity here to take these poxwalkers on and start to destroy them, but I think I'm going to do that with the once I get the Warboss. I'm just going to go into these and heal these up. This is a game you really don't want to be going off and doing things without where you don't spread out. In this game, you always look to work with support and have a bit of a plan as you come back through. So we've produced the commando camp, and if we go back to the city, we now actually have the ability to build a Warboss. So we're definitely going to do that one through here. So just grab the commando. It's going to take 7 turns for him to come in. So we just can really just kick our heels for a little bit and just keep on focusing on the city while that actually does come through. The next thing we have to do is we've still got one more stack in there, which will allow me to then to get the mech bits yards in 2 turns. Like, with 2 turns we get for that one through there. Let's go, and our food is going to start to go down. And so if I go controls, in fact, if I just go into the acquire tiles, we can sort of see where we're going to get different bonuses. Now, we're also, the energy is going to start to go back down, but we do actually have a food location over here at 30%. So I'm thinking I'm going to go and grab that one. I also have this one here where the, I think it's the population increases from the fermentation pool. Just let me have a quick look at that. That will be under items. No, that's the items we can carry around. Features. I forget what it was called. What was it called again? Was it fermentation pools? Biomass. Yeah, population growth. So, so that's going to, these, depending on who you're playing as, you end up with different sorts of bonuses, but we do get population growth. So I don't want that just yet. Like, I don't actually, it's not inside my city yet, even though I control it, but it's something that I could go and get to get the, I'm getting the extra food. I'm just not getting the population growth. So the fermentation pool is not really important. Food will be at the. In fact, you can see there we don't even have enough population to man the buildings. So our buildings are operating at a diminished capacity until we actually get the population growth. It's sort of, I don't really want to be wasting 2 turns and then another 2 turns to get something else. So I'm going to yeah, I'll just keep it going there. Population growth, yeah, growth. We've got 1 turn, then we get our 3rd. Let's go and build out here for food. So we'll make that our where we build our farms. So yeah, we'll go that way. Just exit the city and then end our turn. As I say, in about I'll finish up this stream in about 10 minutes time, and then I'll then start again on the Slytherin channel with this one. I'll just continue it on, and I'll do a bit of a summary at the start there as to what we're going to be doing. So we won't get too far into the game. We'll have 2 hours over there to play. Yep. So Dat Rock has now grown to 3 of 7 population. So that's all good. Ordering the different units. Again, I want these to heal up, so I'm just going to let this one skip its turn. And we'll just end our turn again. So we now have 3 of 7. If we go back into the actual city itself, the next one is going to come in 5 turns. So I'll wait 1 more turn to get this one through here. You can see there that with building the other one, we're now down to just plus 16 influence, which is a bit of a problem. So just end our turn. I think, what have I done? Yeah, so we want to be pushing these a fair bit. So we've now got research into the mech bits yard. And we do want to again go and build this down into here. So we've now extended this up this way. And I now want to go and build this one down into here. And the reason that I want to do that is if I go into the city itself, click twice. So with the scrap shed, it's just going to be building the mech bits yard in through there. And you'll see there that it's got production of 6 for building the mechs, but also research of 4. And this area through here gives me a 20% bonus in research. So that is, like, I've got 10% there, but this is, I wanted that 3rd slot to be for this mech bits yard. So I'm going to go and grab that one through there now. And that's going to then boost my research even beyond what we had before. So we're now going to get very, very good research with what we're doing. 3 more turns to get the Warboss, which is good. Just going back to ordering the units. Now we've got wireweed. I don't really want to come through the wireweed at this point in time, but we're not seeing anything else. I'm just going to start to extend across to see what we can actually then go and find. We're finding a lot of these webway gates all over the place. These are used by a couple of different units actually. The different elf units in the game. They actually can use those to transport themselves. Oh, this is what we're looking for. This is where we need to get our Warboss across to here. Pretty much, not at the start, because we need to have a lot of influence for this to really kick in. Just choose research. So the next one that we want to get is now to expand our population limits. So the Grotz huts. So we'll go that way. And I don't want to go back yet to go and pick up other things in through here until I've got to this. So I need to get to that one next. And once I've got to there, I can then start to grab other things. But that's going to then complete our early game economy, which will be important. In terms of growing the next city beyond this one, we probably are going to have to come down this way to actually expand into here, and then possibly to expand out this way as well. But we'll have to have a look. We need to get the 3 cities established. We'll end our turn here. We've got there. That's just a shard of wall discovered. Not sure where that one was. Oh, down there. Yep, that's okay. We'll leave that one. We'll just end our turn. They're not taking that one back. Yeah, this is the. We just got to avoid these enslavers until we're ready, and we're not ready until we actually end up with the Warboss.
Yeah, boss.
So I'm going to move that one up. And there is actually, yeah, there's some units back in through here with Overwatch on, and this is where we're going to struggle a little bit. And so these guys, these neophyte hybrids, are. Have got a weapon that's got an auto gun, which is range 2. No armor penetration, and we don't have great armor ourselves. We've only got 2 armor, but it still helps a little bit.
Where to?
We have to get in close with this.
Where to?
So they've now hit us as well from behind. This is a Necron tomb, which has no bearing on us at all. But if there are Necrons around, that's where they can build their cities.
Need something? Let's move.
Just keep on moving into these ruins. So we've got like a whole lot of ruins in through here that we'll just move our guys into. The ruins protect us a lot from these ranged attacks, and so you can see through there, even just one hit with our with our boys units has actually done a fairly good job there. So, Techno Will saying, hey, Daz and chat, who else here, low key, is a nurgling bro? I'm not sure what you mean. St. Claus is saying, no lonely scout send out in the world alone in this game. I love the focus on battle right from the start. Yeah, only thing missing is a bit more opportunities to transform the environment. Yeah, this is where I would love for them to use the what they've done in Zephon and move it across into a second version of Gladius. To allow us to build roads and do things like that, and to then adapt the environment. All right, so we're only about 1 turn off grabbing the 2 turns off grabbing the Warboss. So we're just going into order units. This one here is not really able to move, but I can start to smash this webway gate. I might as well do it because we're going to be wanting to get rid of this. This is of no value to us at all. We'll end our turn there. Is that the injured one, or is that the other? No, it's the other one. That's okay. We're in a good position here.
We've figured out how to make grot hats, boss.
Great. Yeah, we've got grot's huts now.
What? I wasn't doing
Now, if I move that one in, you can see this one's already fairly badly injured, but I want to be bringing this one into the fight, and because I've only got range 1 weaponry, I need to be in really close. Actually, what's this one got? You'll see there that this is actually, the auto gun is it's got some traits. It's an assault classification, and it's rapid fire, which doubles the attacks at half range, which means it does double damage when it's in close like this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to hit this one, and rather than, I was going to move that one across. I could still do it. I think I will. The reason I went in and did that and captured that was because I knew that there was another faction down in here, but it's injured, and so it's not going to be wanting to go and attack me until like in a meaningful way, until it actually heals up. And so in this case, we do actually have an opportunity to move and then shoot. In fact, what I can do is I can try to hold position until healed. It allows me then to move this one down to finish off this unit. When we kill a unit, within 3 hexes is going to be where the is going to be where the experience is then divvied out. Now, we would love to have the Warboss being part of this, but he's going to be able to pick up a lot of upkeep anyway. So we'll leave that one a little bit. We'll just go and kill this one off. You see, we pick up a bit of awe and a bit of influence when we do hit things, and there's a bit of experience across the board, and none of them have leveled up yet. So we've just got to have to get the experience up. So, and we know that there's this one down in here, which will also just keep on running away. So it will try to escape, just because while our units are through here. We need to go and heal these up before we do anything.
Yeah, boss.
So this one is just going to be sitting here to hold position until healed. Choose research. So we've now got, we need one more from this area through here. Now the tank busters are a good one. There's an infantry unit that excels against heavily armoured targets. At the moment we're good against infantry, but we're not good against tanks. So I'm thinking I will actually go and grab that one through there. We have bodge jobs. This produces the increases the production output of skulls of the cults of speed, sorry, by 17%. I don't need that one just yet. Mushling bloom, so increases the food output bonus on tiles with orchoid fungus to 30%. I will be wanting that one eventually, but we don't actually have that just yet. It's actually pretty substantial ultimately, but the tank busters are sort of like the unit that we're going to need to get initially. The cities I like to try to specialise as well, so we'll end up probably trying to make do with these three until we can get a second city, and then have the second city specialise in infantry, just while we build other things in our core city. Maybe we make our first city the infantry city, but we'll see how we go. Here's our Warboss. Now we want to get the Warboss across to the Jakiro Traders encampment. The Jakiro Traders encampment allows us to buy things from here, so that's an important building. So the Warboss, what I'll do also is we're going to be always wanting to go to the south, so I'm just going to go and change the rally point just to there for the building. It would have been helpful if he actually walked into there. I would have been able to move across a little bit. Moving on to rivers slows you down. So it's going to take me a few turns to get across to this. So we want to get him across with different units. We do actually have a temporary shield. It's got one charge in it. Item that increases armor. So I'll use it. I don't know if that one disappears. So it's going to go into his items. So you can't use it this first turn. We want to deck him out eventually with some other equipment back from here. It's probably not, actually maybe not even that critical. Maybe we'll actually move down, do the damage, and then come back up once we've got a bit more influence. So we do have to level him up as well. So we've got the attack squig, which is going to add an additional weapon to the Warboss, so we can get an attack squig to run with him. So it does a little bit of damage there, nothing fantastic. We've then got the plus 20% hit points maximum. This is actually big for him, so that we'll probably end up with that one, then bust heads. But let's go and get his. At the moment, his hit points are 12. We do that when we go up to 15, and so he'll end up becoming an absolute beast, essentially, of a fighting unit. So that's him in there, sort of just on his way through to coming close with these guys. And so I don't. Like now we're going to be able to go down and start to really push hard against all the forces that were down here. But I have run out of time here, guys. I'm going to have to pack this one up. It's only a short run. I thought I'd just get started, and then I'm going to be taking this across to the Slytherin channel. I will be continuing this on a fair bit this coming, like during Skulls Week. So this will be a game that I'll be playing a lot of. But I thought I'd just get started here. I'll play a couple of hours on Slytherin, and then I'll be back, maybe even today. I'll see how I go, to sort of continue on a little bit more. Anyway, I'll be over on the Slytherin TV channel in about 5 minutes' time. So that'll just give me enough time to set everything up over there for a couple of hours of more Gladius. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you over there if you're around. It's on. By the way, that's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube. So if you're only on YouTube, I will be back at some other point. But we'll be a little bit more advanced. Probably have another 1 or 2 cities and ready to sort of start to expand. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.